it's time for me to talk about my favorites. Yes, this is my top 10 for Eurovision 2023.
I got a new video. Alesia Michelle.
Hey girl,
I'm ready to go.
how you feeling?
Eurovision fan. Are you ready for the show?
Now, this year was a tough year for me to make my top 10. And so I will tell you that the science that I used for this was I had my pile of songs that was my skip. I had my pile of songs that was like, meh. And then I had my pile of songs, okay, I like it. And then I had my pile of songs, okay, I love it. My love category had 14 songs. My like category had 12 songs. My meh category had 6 songs. And my skip category had 5. And I will just say, full disclosure, in my skip category, there is one song that I have not been allowed to skip in the car. And for those of you who've been watching my channel, you already know what song it is, because my daughter likes the song. And so if I skip it, she will cry and throw a completely ridiculous fit. So I don't really get the opportunity to skip it, but I'm talking about myself personally. So all in all, I have to say that this year is feeling, interesting for me, because I don't think it's quite as strong as 2021. But again, I just don't really feel like there's a whole bunch of countries I have to fight for. And maybe that's just because the odds seem really decisive this year. It just feels like the tea leaves aren't even tea leaves. It feels like big red flashing billboards of like what countries are gonna do well and what countries won't do well. So I don't know, maybe that's left me in a space where I'm just kind of like, oh, anybody could come up here and get in. Now, I will say there's probably 4 songs that I would say are 4 songs and 4 countries. I'd say 4 entries, because when I think about an entry, I'm not just thinking about the song itself. I am thinking about like the future. I'm thinking about them winning Eurovision. So if I'm thinking an entry, I'm thinking the full package. If I'm thinking just a song, I'm thinking just the song. But I will say there's probably 4 entries that I kind of feel like, I'd really love to see these countries win and host next year, because I'll be there next year. Well, at least I'm planning to. We'll see. So obviously, if my love category was 14 songs, that means we're going to have some honorable mentions. So, before we even get this discussion underway, this is not my prediction of the 10 songs that I think will do really well at Eurovision. These are the 10 songs that I'm really loving, and then I have ranked them. Now, I'm not going to lie. There's something about this ranking that feels slightly arbitrary to me, like whereas previous years, I feel like I really was like weighing them. There's something about this that feels slightly more arbitrary, because it's like, yeah, today I feel this, tomorrow I might feel this. I don't know why. I think that this year, like, although not a weak Eurovision year, I do think that there's a lot of songs sort of floating in the same territory for me, whereas in previous years, I could really stack them and go, nope, this one I'm giving the edge because of this reason. I think with my top 4, I feel like in my top 4, that feels pretty solid. Actually, my top 5, that feels pretty solid for me. That I'm like, nope, I do like this one better. But everything 6 to 10, I'm kind of like, depends upon the day, depends upon the mood. But obviously for these 10 songs, I really am having high expectations for what they're going to do on the stage in Liverpool. So without further ado, here's my ranking, my top 10. Now, some of y'all might have already dropped down into the comments and said, well, where's this? Where's this not on the list? What kind of comment is that? Where is it? What do you mean, where is it? Not on this list, okay? And it's no shade, because I told you I have 14 songs that I'm loving this year and 12 that I'm like, I like them. And so now let's have our fruitful discussion. The honorable mention songs for me this year, it's Albania, Denmark, Iceland, and Latvia. Latvia song I really, really love. It really, to me, I think just missed out on this list. I just think the song is so good. It's current. It came out early. It stuck with me. I'm kind of sad that it's not in my top 10, but I feel like if you ask me 3 days from now, it might be there. It's sort of one of those songs where I think it's just missed out in this mix, but I do really love the song. Iceland, look, I think the reason why Iceland's not on this list is because I've already reconciled the fact that we're probably not going to get it in the final, even though I deeply want it there. But I wanted to give it the honorable mention just so y'all know, like, I just really like it. And I like the way that it's delivered. I sing along to it in the car. It's never a skip. I just really like the entry. Denmark, I think, is wildly overhated in the fandom, and I don't know about this narrative people have painted about Riley. I find it strange because I think if any of your other favorite countries were sending this song and even this performer, y'all wouldn't be acting this way. I love the song. It's catchy. I liked it when I first heard it, and it stuck around for me. Albania is giving me what I come to Eurovision for. Period. It's giving me what I come to Eurovision for. It's giving me the drama. It's giving me a vocal. It's giving me something ethnic. Albania is just doing what I really come to Eurovision for. So it is one of the songs that I never skip. I just love it. I'm curious to see how this comes to life on the stage. But I do really like the song. I not just like it, I kind of love it. And I should also say with Albania, this is not the typical song that I typically like. This isn't something that I tend to just like. Because it is very kind of musical theater. It's very dramatic. But for some reason, it just works for me. And I kind of don't know why. Now, some of y'all in the comments are going to want to know what songs I'm like skipping, but I have heard this critique of people spend way more time talking about the songs that they hate instead of the songs that they love. I don't feel like I've ever done that over here on this channel. So I don't necessarily want to give people fodder to put me in that category because I don't think that I live there. And same thing, I guess, goes for my meh category, because some of y'all will just think that I don't like the songs in my meh category, but that's not really it. I just feel kind of nothing about it. I just sort of feel like it comes on, it's fine, it's whatever. I don't feel super passionate about it. It's not giving me a narrative that I really feel invested in. It's there. It's not bad. I think that those songs, a lot of them, I will enjoy once they are live. But as far as consuming the music in a playlist, I just am it's there. But let's talk about my top 10. I mean, honestly, Spain is there. Once Spain hit, I knew that it was going to be hard for anyone to take that song down for me. I just think that Spain has already served us a full package of what they're doing. And I think the same thing goes for Finland. It's a full package. I don't really feel like anything needed to be changed from what we saw in the national selection. Sweden, to a certain degree, I think is in that category, but the reason why Sweden has come down just one step for me is because when I'm really, really analyzing the playlist that Eurovision TV has set up on YouTube, and I am watching the performances and hearing them. Now, some countries, they only have a music video, but Finland, Spain, and Sweden, luckily we have music videos. Well, we have live performances. Finland having a music video, Spain having a music video, Sweden having the live performance. So the only thing that I really have to consume Sweden and judge it is the live performance and the studio cut. And so when I look at that live performance, point blank, if I'm being fair, the vocal that Blanca is giving is exactly like the studio cut, live. Sweden's, the vocal could be improved. Now, the vocal at the grand final for Sweden, at the grand final at Melody Festival, and that vocal was fine. But the vocal that is presented to us in that playlist is not perfect. It's not perfect. And so if I'm comparing and I'm doing rankings and I have to get picky with the things that I love already, then I gotta analyze. Now, with Finland has moved up, honestly, because of UMK. Y'all, I am enjoying my national selection Eurovision playlist far more than the actual official Eurovision playlist. I just am. And I think with Finland, it's the cha-cha song really could have gotten old for me. And it just hasn't. The fact that this song has really withstood the test of time is crazy to me. It's never really a skip. And I will say, my daughter started freaking out when the song came on, but now somehow we've moved past it. It's she remembers the live. So I will tell you, the live performance of the cha-cha song, like literally my daughter was like screaming and crying. Like, just true story, screaming and crying. And so then when we'd play it in the car, she'd like flash back to that. But now we're back at a place where she's not freaking out anymore, which is good because I really like the song. I like listening to it. And it's something about it just gets me amped up. It makes me want to move. It makes me want to like feel something. I just feel something really visceral when I experience the song. I also really liked the staging at the national selection. I know some people didn't like the dancers. They were like, let's just do the boxing ring. I felt like the dancers added a nice dynamic to it and gave Karia like something to play off of. So visually, I still appreciated it. And I will also say, Finland and Spain are giving me something different. They're giving me something unique. And because of that, I am weighing it a little bit higher. Austria, number 4. The song has grown on me. It's just grown on me. I love this song. I think it is so inventive. And actually, I will tell you, I played this song for a friend of mine who does not follow Eurovision at all. And I was like, listen to the song and tell me what you think it's about. And she literally was just like, yeah, it sounds like it's like commentary on the industry. She doesn't even watch Eurovision. She was just listening to it in the car. She didn't even see the music video. So it wasn't even like there were visual cues going off there. The song has grown on me. It's quality. I think it's inventive. I think that it is clever. I really, really hope that Austria delivers this on stage. I'm not worried about the vocal. I'm talking about the staging package. I hope that they are able to visually share this narrative in a way that doesn't detract from kind of the brilliance that is this entry. Slovenia, it's the charisma, it's the song, it's the catchy. I have talked about Slovenia's entry so much this year, and yet I have not gotten sick of it. This entry, the faces of the young men on the stage, I like Slovenia's entry. I'm not going to bore you with a whole bunch of other things that you've already heard me say. It's good. There was no way that this song was going to leave my top 10. And I'm glad that it is really kind of solidly in my top 5 as of now. Czechia has dropped down for me. I think the reason why Czechia has dropped down for me a little bit, because y'all, I didn't really watch like the pre-party performances like that. That's not the reason why. Czechia has dropped down for me, mostly because of, I kind of wish the rap portion weren't there. I don't find it as distracting as like the rap portion in Kalush Orchestra's piece, but I just wish it wasn't there. I just don't feel like we need it. And I'm just getting to a point where I'm almost like I know it's there. I don't find it super jarring and super distracting, but because I just find it slightly unnecessary, it's just dropped down for me. The chorus though on this song is so solid. The hook on the entry is just so sticky. And I love it. And I do feel like when we watch this live on the big stage, a lot of the people that have been discounting this, I just feel like Czechia has nowhere to go but up. I just think they have nowhere to go but up. And that's a really good place to be when you are about to hit the stage, for the Eurovision Grand Final. I'm saying it. Grand final. Czechia is going to be in the grand final. I'm speaking it into existence. Serbia, I think, has dropped down for me a little bit. Serbia could easily track up for me. The only reason why there's a drop down with Serbia is because I'm not getting like a vocal moment. There's no like real vocal moment or anything like that. And so when I compare this and when I'm being picky, I got to weigh the other ones a little bit harder in terms of like, honestly, just difficulty. Like, this song is easy to sing. Yes, Luke is giving us a visual and giving us choreo, but I hope that on the stage in Liverpool, we're going to be getting more. And I believe we're going to be getting more. Ukraine is number 8. Solid place to be. Ukraine's song is just good, y'all. And it's going to look good on the stage. I really like it. And sonically, I am so happy that this song is here because we're not getting any, like, real R&B, we're not really getting any like soul this year. And I just feel like maybe that's the thing that's missing on the playlist. And so that's why Ukraine, I just could never really skip because it just feels like, oh, great. And now this, like, it just feels like great. And now I get this. So maybe that's where I'm sitting at. But yeah, I make no apologies for having Ukraine in my top 10. The song is great. Armenia is number 9. It's dropped down for me, but I really, really like this song. I really, really, really like this song. And Armenia, I hope that y'all are able to make it to the grand final. I am irked every time that I listen to this song, knowing that it's in the second second slot in semifinal 2. Because I just feel like it's so deep in quality, and I hope that it's enough to make it through. But I love this song. It's something risky about it. It's something about it that's still challenging. It's giving people something a little bit different. This is not a run-of-the-mill like Color by Numbers pop song. It's something a little complex about it, and y'all know I like that stuff. And then number 10 is Australia. I just like it. All right. Now I'm gonna hone in on the songs that I know people are gonna be like, where is this? Here's the thing. I did this list more so based off of the consumption of the songs. I really just honed in on the songs this year. And honestly, in years past, when I first was approaching the Eurovision Song Contest and I was following the national selections along the way, I really did weigh the songs more than the visuals. And so honestly, I would say I'm just going to shout out Portugal. Because Portugal, as a song, I like it. But it's musical theater. It's musical theater, and musical theater is appreciated live. You know, there's something to be said for the whole piece. And so the only reason why Portugal's not here is because I'm not weighing the live performances. Now, in 2016, when I was in Stockholm and I was able to get some access and see the rehearsals, I did do a top 10 after seeing the rehearsals. And this year, I think that that's what I'm gonna have to do, because I'm really leaning more on the songs, the studio cuts. I'm not leaning so much on the visual performances, because ultimately, we don't have live performances for each song this year. So that just felt like a safer place for me to be. And so I'm remiss that Portugal is not here, but I feel like once we get the rehearsals, once I see a live performance, then Portugal will be here, because y'all, I believe that Portugal is qualifying. I'm living in that world. The song is too good. So Portugal was in my like category, just like off the studio cut. But I know it's my love category if we're talking about visual representation, like live performance. Another song that is not here that I know people are going to be like, where is France? I really like France's song. Here's the one thing that I would notch it down for. I wish that the production was a little bit more ambitious. There's something about the production on France's track, just the studio cut, that sounds hollow in places where it's like, no, we need more here. Also, I would say that I do not see this song as a vocally challenging song. The big vocal moment is "A chanter à grand France." I could sing that after a night of drinking and smoking. It's not a vocally challenging song either. Whereas if I look at Aya, if I look at Sweden, if I look at Norway's song, those are more, as a composition for the vocalist, more vocally challenging songs. So that's the only reason why I'm notching France down. I guess it not in my like love category, but I do think live I will feel better about it, because let's be real, some of these songs, even in my top 10, I don't know if they're going to be able to get it together live. I'm going to just be real with you. I mentioned Norway. Norway is like, it's interesting because I like the song. I listen to it a lot. It's not a skip for me. But Norway's song is in my like category. It just is a little bit too kitsch, I think, for me to love it. Even though it's funny because in 2018, Denmark's song, very kitsch, but I loved that song. But I think that one was because it was playing on sort of that like 90s pure moods, like Gregorian chant music. And I really like that stuff. Like I really like that stuff. Norway's song is just, it sounds like theme park music a little bit. And I don't think that that's really a bad thing. It's just not necessarily like my personal cup of tea. So that's why it's not in my love category. But if I talk about this song live and the way that it will be delivered on the stage, this is, I mean, Norway's probably coming top 5, y'all. I mean, come on. It's coming top 5. So there's that. Y'all might be like, where's Italy? I'll tell you, Italy's song, I got the, Eurovision cut. Really, the first time I listened to it was like this past week, okay? I like it a lot. I wish that he would have just done the cut like maybe 2 weeks after he was announced, so then I would have had more time to marinate. This cut is one of the best cuts that Italy has ever done. The song is better as a 3-minute piece. It's better to me as a 3-minute piece. It feels clean. It feels intentional. It doesn't feel like any extra stuff in there that I think the full version had, stuff where it was like, we don't really need this. Like, I'm enjoying the song, but like, it's not necessary. Like, you're just doing it to do it. This feels so intentional and clean. So Italy's song, for me, I actually like way more than when I first heard it. It's kind of crazy how that happened. Another song that I don't have in my love category that's in my like category, Germany. I really like the song, y'all. I really like it. But to be fair, I think the lyrics could be far more ambitious than what they were. I also probably made the mistake of revisiting Eurovision 2021. Recently, I've been kind of playing Eurovision 2021 and the Eurovision 2023 playlist, and I probably shouldn't have done that. So just so y'all know, the songs that were in my like category were Belgium, Georgia, France, Malta, Germany, Greece, Italy, the Netherlands, Norway, Portugal, the UK, and Moldova. Oh yeah, y'all might want to know about the UK. I like it. I think it's really, really good. I think it's cute. But when I'm thinking of the fun that I want to have this year, and like the UK song is fun, so if I'm making my top 10, the fun that I want to have here is like Austria, which is like fun with a wink. The fun I want to have is like Finland, which just feels like sort of unhinged and unapologetic. And that's kind of the fun I want to have. Slovenia is a little bit of the fun that I want to have this year. Australia's a little bit of the fun that I want to have this year. So the UK song, I really do like it. It's never a skip in my car. But again, for like my top 10 like songs that I'm really loving this year, that's where I'm at. Well, what do you think? Drop down and talk to me in the comments below. Do you agree with my top 10? Talk to me in the comments below. Do you disagree? That is okay too. I like what I like. You like what you like. You love what you love. I love what I love. Come on, let's be united by music and not divided by our personal taste. If you haven't already, please like this video and please subscribe. I have so much content coming for you. Yes, I have already scheduled out all the content for Eurovision week, and I'll also be having some bonuses along the way. Interviews with some of your favorites, commentary on the rehearsals, giving you my real honest opinion. We've got a state of play coming out. We've got a ladies live stream. And of course, you can watch the semifinals and the grand final with me as you have been able to do since 2016. It's been such a pleasure. Please, let's get excited for Eurovision 2023. Bye.